Omabala is the founder and managing partner of Campion and Broly Solicitors. She has extensive experience in handling corporate transactions, and she regularly advises institutions on corporate structures of businesses, cross-border investments, corporate governance best practices, legal intricacies of financial matters, and international trade. Omabala renders advisory services to startups and mid-stage businesses to ensure their businesses have legal protection and is well structured. Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Young People in Missions. Someone once said, young people make great missionaries, and I totally agree with that. Looking through the pages of the Bible, we see amazing stories of young people who did amazing stuffs, even for God and for His kingdom. In today's episode, I have with me Omobola Adekola, a legal practitioner. Omobola is the founder and managing partner of Campion and Broly Solicitors. She has extensive experience in handling corporate transactions, and she regularly advises institutions on corporate structure of their businesses, cross-border investments, corporate governance, and best practices, legal intricacies of financial matters, as well as international trade. Omobola actually renders advisory services to startups and mid-stage businesses to ensure their businesses has legal protection and is well structured. I have listened to her story, and I really cannot wait for you all to listen to her story as well. And what's the story I'm talking about? Our missions story. And so welcome to this episode, Omobola.
Thank you
so much
Thank you,
for
Timmy.
honoring our invitation.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. And so let me start by asking you a very, very interesting question, which is, how did you get into missions? We really want to have a background knowledge of how this journey began for you.
Okay, for me, my mission story, I don't exactly call it mission story, but with what we have discussed, it basically, I had a prior, of course, maybe some basic knowledge. I know that missionaries go to mission field, and I know a missionary that was kind of supporting one way with resources. But for mission enablers, I came across mission enablers on Instagram. I think there was a session that Pastor Posh had with someone, and I listened to the story, and it got me like, oh, really? This is what it's about. And true that it was. It spoke about, I think, retired missionaries, trying to integrating them back into the society, and of course the challenges they face when they go, the challenges on the mission field. And so it also spoke about mission enablers, and it spoke about that. That's when I got to know that it's not just about going to the field. There are basic aspects. Mission enablers is just kind of like enabling them, providing administrative support and organization. And of course I started following mission enablers on Instagram, and I discovered your Thursdays prayers on IG, on Instagram every Thursday. And of course, because I'm somebody like, I believe one of my gifts is prayers. So that's caught my attention really. And I started joining at the prayers every Thursday. That's from 9 to 10. And I also got to know about the Third Fridays video. So I started joining that as well. And when an opening came up, like seeking volunteers for different units, I signed up to join the prayer units of Mission Enablers. And that's how my mission story started.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, from everything you've shared with us, it's obvious that missions, getting involved in missions is not always about going on missions trip or going to the mission fields and meeting the missionaries one-on-one. So tell me, have you met any missionary, maybe on a mission field one-on-one? Is that what makes you feel you are doing something with regards to missions? If not, explain to me.
Okay.
Do you think you're involved in missions really?
Yes, I'm involved in missions, even if I haven't met any missionaries. I've not gone on any of the mission trips. But just as I was explaining earlier, there are different aspects to mission. Mission Enablers Africa is an enabling organization, and they're rendering support to missionaries on the field. Some people go to the field. I think we all have the idea that you have to get on the field.
Absolutely.
So, but not all of us can go there. But whatever way that you can render support, like what Mission Enablers is doing, is you have the prayer unit, you have the people that are coming on, like posting content on social media, there are administrative and various units. And I believe with everyone is contributing one way or the other to support the people that go on the field. We all cannot be on the field.
Absolutely.
So that way, with that So I think with that, people will get in there, oh, I don't want to get involved in mission because I'm not going to any remote village or any, no, I don't want to. So, but with what Mission Enablers is doing, it opened my eyes, or it opened me up to, oh, there are various aspects of mission that we all can get involved in. We don't, it's not just about the field only. That's it, really.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And so you heard from our bubble herself. It's not all about going on mission trip or being on the mission field. There are various ways to get involved in missions, which is exactly what she does. So our mission enabler, she says, oh, I volunteer, I pray. From time to time, we have the Thursday prayers, we have the videos. And I mean, that's a way to just strengthen the hands of the missionaries on the field. So back to you, and let's talk about you as a legal practitioner. Now, I know that there might be one, two people watching this and saying, I don't understand. She's a lawyer. What's she doing with regards to missions? What's her business with that? I want you to speak to those set of people. Like, how do people, how do corporate individuals
Okay.
get involved in missions? I want you to speak from a place of being specific with
Okay.
regards to yourself.
Okay.
Apart from praying, joining
Okay.
mission enablers,
I
joining the
still have
weekly
other.
prayers and
Okay.
all that. What do you have to say? How can people be involved in missions? People will feel, I'm a career person. I really don't have time for all this.
For me, it's a case of, why are we here? We were all created to be here. God has a purpose for each and every one of us.
Absolutely.
And of course, He didn't bring us here to just my career. So that's my own basis. Just like you said, specific. I think I share my own journey with when I started developing my relationship with God. Yes, I've always had like a spiritual person. I know that I have to be with God, worship God. But at a point, it was just about me, office, home, then volunteering for some NGOs, helping out with kids.
Right.
And of course, it got to a point that I can as well use my skill, what God has blessed me with, to help to further the purposes of the kingdom. So that's what it is. God comes first, even before the career. But it's a journey. We all will get there at it. So I go. It's a journey with me. So when I started my journey with God, building my relationship, intimacy with God, there are different phases that I've gone. I've done discipleship courses. I've taken some courses that led by God. But even with God, that's what it, because I know every time I'm in a quiet place or study my word, I had the seek ye first the kingdom of God and every other thing. So that's like a, for me, all the time that comes with God, like seek ye first. And when I decided to go into a fully, and apart from that, you see accomplished women, accomplished individuals who come out there. For some, just like call us corporate people, talking about God is a bit this thing. But when you see women like Ibukwa Wishika, they are expressly talking about their faith and they are accomplished, they are doing well. You see Folorunsha like that. You see even young people. I think Funto Iboye, that was shared with Pastor Posh and DDK. And you see that you can see that you come out and speak about your faith. Let people see that there are people that they are faith-filled people, they are kingdom people that are doing very well in their career, but they are also doing the work of the kingdom. So that's what it is. And they have an assignment at the end of it all. When you get to good God, so what have you done? Absolutely. There's a reason, there's a purpose, but you need to be in God to determine why the purpose, or what you're actually supposed to do with it. And if I'm using my skills for even non-kingdom matters, even like volunteering, why can't I use it to bless to kingdom of God? You can offer, even as a leader, like I tell people, legal services, apart from mission enabler, there's also another mission that I support, I volunteer with, help them out in respect of setting up meetings, Zooms, and support, provide support in other areas, legal services. If you, that way you can, it's not just about, oh, my career, me, what are you doing? How are you helping the kingdom of God? There's a reason why we are here. That's my own story. Why are we here?
Thank you so much, Amabala. I mean, the whole summary of answering that question, how can corporate individuals get involved in missions is, can you ask yourself the sincere question of why are we here? Because at the end of the day, there is a reason why we are all here, and it is to serve God and also to further His kingdom, which is exactly what she has said to us is a necessity. And so it's not all about people getting on the fields and just going to do every other thing that we have thought of in our heads to be missional. Missions is all around us. It's in that young child next door. It's in that young boy on the street. You can be the hands and feet of Jesus in whatever capacity that you choose to be. We'll go on a short break, right after which we will be back with Omobola. Stay with us.
I think it was a really life transformational period for me. It was just beautiful being in an environment filled with compassion where people were just driven to pour out God's Father, to reach unreached people and just show them God's love.
And somehow you can't really find that push to start again with God. I'd really encourage you to come on a mission trip, because being in the company of other believers in a selfless pursuit of souls, that's enough to reignite your fire. And then coming to a place where prayer is every 12 hours. I mean, that's enough for your spiritual life to take a leap up again. And iron sharpeneth iron. You come here and maybe you're cold, there's someone hotter than you, and we're praying morning, afternoon and evening. There's no way you won't be jump-started back to the place where you were with God. But definitely, everyone's ashes here seems to have reignited, and I encourage everyone to come through.
Welcome back to Young People in Missions, and seated with me is still Omobola. I really cannot wait to, wrap it all up with her, but then it's going to be amazing. I assure you of that. So let's come back to you, Omobola. Thank you for staying with us even till this time. I'd like to find out from you before we go, for the sake of other young professionals who would love to be a part of missions, in what capacity do you think that they can be a part of missions?
Okay. For young professionals or people in the corporates, well, okay, don't let me say corporate, there could be people in the public sector as well wondering what way. You can use your skills, offer your skills to mission. There are various mission enablers is a mission agency.
Right.
You can help them in organization and administration. For me, for a lawyer, it's something like, okay, legal services, you can volunteer everything. Maybe there's an issue respective to another documentation,
Right.
you can help an accountant or an auditor, a finance person. We can help with auditing accounts. That's a way. If you are a counselor or a coach, a Christian one, a professional, you can offer that, like to offer to counsel missionaries. Because from some of the stories that I've heard of what you see, they talk about sometimes the missionaries get depressed,
Right.
and they just need, or maybe there are attacks on the field or different ways. So they just need people to speak to them, to encourage them. So that way you can offer your services. Everyone, I believe every one of us, we all have one thing or the other to help out with whatever skills, wherever you find yourself. And with what you do with the children empowerment funds, teaching, you have that you're teaching, educating children of missionaries. That way, that one way or the other, you can help out in that way. Organization, back end, office, that's it really. So it's not just restricted to mission. Mission is not just restricted to people going to the field. We all can help out one way or the other. Whatever we are doing at the back end, we are helping out the people that are going to the field. We are rendering support to make it easy for them.
Yeah.
So that's just what I would say as my final words to
Thank
everyone.
you so much. I hope I'm not putting her on the spot, because I'm actually going to do something quite interesting. So, I mean, before we came on this couch, we had a conversation where you were talking about, how do you cope? How do you guys go on these fields? How do you drink the dirty water? And I remember you said to me, you said, my stomach is very sensitive. I really cannot drink those kind of water, and you're like, I don't think I want to go. So tell me, do you think that's your reality? Like, you're not going to go. You made up your mind, let's see.
Well, I don't know what's tomorrow be, but for now, just like it was, because sometimes when I see some of those, I'm like, really? Like, I was telling you, and she got like,
Right.
I need to have clean water, constant.
Right.
So how do you get on the field and you're drinking those sort of water? But
Yeah.
I guess it's, or maybe sometimes, you can never tell with God. That's the one thing about God with his assignment.
I think that's really what I wanted to hear from you.
So you can't tell with
Yeah.
God. And sometimes it's surprised, because even in my work with God, he has given me some assignments that are taking me out of my comfort zone. So I think it's a comfort zone thing, or maybe soft life, but the weather is harsh and not that kind of thing. But But with God, he has his ways of doing things or getting us out of our comfort zone at times, but he has not discussed that with me. So it's
Thank you
still
so
prayer,
much.
intercession that I have. And I also,
Right.
even in my personal capacity, I've been led. I have some states, some cities that I pray for on my own.
Amazing.
So that you pray for revival, you pray
Amazing.
for the gospel to get there, to spread. You know, when you do that missionary, that it opens up. It's easy when the missionaries go there.
Yeah.
But we need prayers. Whatever it is that we're doing, prayers is still the main thing that we do. So for now,
Thank
that's
you
what.
so much. That's really interesting to hear because, I mean, I asked that intentionally. And the reason is just to say, for some people who believe in the soft life, which is an amazing thing, anyways, it's just to say there are many other ways in which you can be involved in missions. She said it, prayers. You can actually pray. So missions is about praying, it's about going, it's about giving, and then it's about mobilization, which is
Yes.
telling other people what missions is all about. And so for Mobola, she has made the choice to go in the place of prayers. What choice have you made with regards to missions? I hope you answer that question and you answer it correctly.
Sorry, just before round, I was just about to say, I know some people like, oh, I support financially. Yes, I used to do that too. But I
Right.
support, but I think in the case of God saying no. Otherwise, if you don't want it about financial, they're like, oh, I've given my money, I've
Yeah.
given my money. Everyone does that, but sometimes it doesn't get you to the core. And when we're like, no, I want more than financial support, like get involved, get
Yeah.
involved,
And that
so
comes
that
with burdens,
yes,
actually. It comes with God beginning to prompt your heart.
yeah,
Like
that
you
is
said,
it. It's not
there are
just
cities, there are towns, there are
yes.
communities.
It's not just you
that
can give
pray
your money
for.
and not even bother yourself. That's it
Right.
because oh they need money put and you turn away. That's it.
And so
And
you're
whereas
saying
there's
there's
a
a
gift
need for
that you can
more.
actually there's something that you can help out with, but because you are rendering financial support, you are providing resources, you just don't even want to bother yourself. You don't even want to look at like if that guy I'm supporting, I've already given my financial support, but it's more than
It's
that.
more than that.
Yes,
Thank
it's
you
more.
so much. So you heard it from Omobola. It is more than that. It is more than giving. It is more than, so many things that we think, oh, I've given my money. It is about being intentional regarding the work of missions. And so, thank you so much, Omobola, one
You're
more time
welcome, and thank you
for
for having
honoring this
me.
invitation. And
Thank
we
you
hope
for
to have
having.
you over and over and over and
Yeah,
over again.
that's
For
fine.
all that you do for God and for His kingdom, we say, God bless you real
God
good.
bless you too. Thank you.
And so it's a wrap on this episode of Young People in Missions. Till I come your way again, it's your girl Temi Tokwe Akira to me. See you next time.